Point, a Charlotte-based Sunday morning talk show, and is a frequent guest host for News Talk 1110 WPT AM radio. He's widely seen as a front-runner for the Republican nomination for governor in the 2012 election. Without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Pat McCrory.
Thank you all very much. It's great seeing the future leaders of Charlotte, because you are the future leaders. And I'm an old man now. And this city survives because the new 25 to 35-year-olds step up and say, we're going to assume leadership. Rocky here came to the mayor's office several times and said, I want to help. I want to help build the JCs. I want to help be a part of this community. And it was an honor having you up in the mayor's office. Your new president right here, he's stepping up and becoming a leader. He's just not worrying about work and family, which you should put as your priority, but he's also saying, I'm going to get involved in this community. And that's what I'm recommending to you. You have a choice now. Are you going to get involved, or are you going to sit on the sidelines? And there's so many ways you can get involved. And let me kind of tell you where I got this spirit from, and then I want to have a conversation with you in which we both talk. Is that okay? So you can give a long speech. I can give a long speech, believe me. Let me just tell you what happened to me when I moved to Charlotte right out of college a long, long time ago. It was actually 1978 when I graduated from college, and I got a job at Duke Power Company at $900 a month. And I was scared out of my mind, had never been to Charlotte but one time in my life, and I grew up in Greensboro. I got lost on Queens Road, just like everyone still realized I had not done anything in my 20s. I had not done a thing which had purpose in life. So after I got my job back, I decided I'm going to start having a purpose in life. And I decided out of the blue, with absolute total ignorance, that I was going to run for the Charlotte City Council, because I was always interested in politics. You know, I went through the whole student body president routine and things of that nature in high school and so forth. And I said, I'm going to get involved. So I called up Bill Lee's office and left a message with his secretary. And I said, Phyllis, this is Pat McCrory. I don't know if you remember me, but I was a recruitment manager, and now I'm back in head training and development. I'd like to meet with Bill Lee because I want to run for the Charlotte City Council. He said, thank you for the message. We'll try to set up a future meeting. So I hung up thinking I'd have a meeting in a month or two, because I was just kind of exploring it, putting that on my agenda. About 3 seconds later, my phone rings, and I go, Pat McCrory, Duke Power. Pat, this is Bill Lee. I want to see you right now. This was the World War II generation. You do not BS the World War II generation. Engineer, big heavy eyebrows. I'm thinking I'm about to be fired again. In fact, he's about to tell me, you're lucky you even have a job, much less you're going to run for city council. So I walked up the stairs to his office on Church Street. The building's gone now. Phyllis says, go on in. This is within 5 minutes of the phone call. Bill Lee goes, come on in. That was the intro. Sit down. There wasn't a lot of warmth from the World War II generation. He said, and he sat behind his desk. He said, so I understand you want to run for the Charlotte City Council. Well, to Bill Lee and that generation, you either said yes, sir, or no, sir. You didn't fumble around. You gave a direct answer. I said, yes, sir. And he went, why? And I said, Mr. Lee, during the past 10 years, you've got me involved in this community by helping United Way and doing other things. But now I want to take it a step further. I want to get involved in decision making. That's all I said. And I have no idea where it came from because I was totally ill-prepared. And what seemed to be a 5-minute pause and sweat dripping down my face, I thought he was ready to fire me. And he all of a sudden said, let's do it. How can I help you? That was a moment where my life changed because I took a risk. I took a risk and decided I was going to do something else. 6 years later, I became mayor of Charlotte. 14 years later, I was running for governor. 6 years later, when I was running for Charlotte, I'll never forget the election night. I had all these friends around me. When you get elected, you have a lot of new friends. By the way, when you get defeated, those friends aren't around. So learn that lesson too. But I remember seeing Bill Lee came up to my victory party. And I had all these new friends around me. Some guys were smoking cigars, and I had all these groupies all of a sudden. It was amazing. I loved it. And Lee just caught my eye and went like that, and never said a word to me, and then left. And just catching that glimpse of Bill Lee's eyes meant so much to me. Sadly, he died 3 months later. But that will always stick with me, of getting involved in this community. I have not told that story probably but 1 or 2 times, and usually in private. But it changed my life. The trauma of being laid off was the thing that gave me the courage to try something else. I would have never done it had I not been laid off, because I finally realized I got to take control of my life instead of let others control my life. Do you ever feel that way?
Yes, sir.
Especially in these tough economic times. It's tough out there right now. And that hurt of losing my job, I've never felt that belly punch before. It'll never leave me anymore. That's how I got in leadership in Charlotte.